Give everybody a second, man. Everybody a second. Hey, listen, man. That just means the heat we giving tonight. Hey, somebody trying to stop it, man. We're gonna keep this thing pumping, though. We're gonna keep it pumping. Yo, I gotta get my guy Andre in here. Yo, we used to do these, so it's cool. Before YouTube, we did IG Live. So in truth, man, we really just going back to the roots with it. All right. If you've been following me for a while, like a year or so ago, I used to do IG Lives. So we're getting right back into it because, and the powers that be must not want me to break this shit down for y'all tonight. Have this conversation with Andre. So we're about to make it happen. We're going to have this conversation regardless. I need to get my guy Andre. Yo.
Yeah.
All right, there we are, guys. Let me know if you can hear us okay. Hey, Andre, listen, let me tell you something. This is why you my guy. And I'm going to tell everybody this. All right? We're on YouTube. Crazy echo comes out of nowhere. Sound like DJ Screw was hitting the tables. All right? But look, this is what life is about, right? Adversity going to hit you. Some shit going to happen you don't expect to happen. And you got to pivot and get on your good foot and make something shake. So Andre, this is what we doing, my brother. We going back to the roots. Because I started this thing on IG. This thing on IG. So we taking it back to IG. You know what I'm saying? We going back home. And it mean that we need to do it. I think what happened is it meant that we needed to take it back to the roots. Because
where it all started.
You was rocking with me before I popped any of this stuff off.
Oh yeah.
So we had to take it back and move it around a little bit. So I'm gonna give everybody a quick second to get back in the building. We already back at 70 plus, just like we were on YouTube Live, man. So the people want to hear this information, man. They followed us from platform to platform. So let's rock back where we were at. So we're having that conversation. 2013, you come home, you're trying to figure things out, trying to figure out what's going on. You're finding out about wholesaling, man. Like, how do you keep moving this thing forward? Like, what happened with that deal? You got under I don't know if you got under contract, but 20,000, you get them down to 11. What happened with that situation?
So, at that time, you know, when you're in this game, you got to have this posture. Again, I didn't really know what I was doing, but he didn't know that I didn't know what I was doing. Because I had the posture like, okay, I talked him down to 11,000 and he signed the contract. So he signed the contract and that's when I really understood my area. You gotta understand your market. You gotta know what's going on. And 11,000, although it was good to me, was too damn high for an investor.
Right.
It was too damn high for an investor.
So you heard the price at that time, and you're thinking, man, that's 11,000. Like we can make that work. Like, I got it. That somebody got to buy higher than 11 bands.
Hey, somebody gonna want this because it was some work needed. But it was like a 2-bedroom, 1 bath. You know what I'm saying? And it was decent. So I'm like, okay, 11,000. Yeah, I'm good. I got something to work with.
Yeah. I like it, man. So you think you got something to work with. You're thinking that things are going to shake out. Where do you kind of go from there, though?
Again, I'm learning piece by piece just through YouTube. And prior to me getting that deal prior to me getting that under contract, I was putting ghost ads out on Craigslist. So, just pretty much marketing a property that I didn't have for people to start calling me. So that's kind of how I was building up buyers. But one thing that I learned in this game, you got to utilize what you're good at. And I'm good at building rapport with people. You know what I'm saying? And just finding myself in the right rooms. So
Yeah.
I was going to these meetings and stuff like that, and I was meeting people, and I met this lady who was a wholesaler out here. Her name was Jill. And man, Jill was like, she knew everybody. She knew the buyers. She was doing a couple deals here. She just knew the market. So I just
Yeah.
kind of positioned myself under Jill, and you know, anytime I find something, I would go to her. So I took her that, and she was like, "Oh no, this 1,000 ain't gonna work." She was like, "Nah, this ain't gonna work."
Yeah.
So I
And
was trying to go back.
this is back in 2013.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
all right, so
2013,
fast
2014.
so 2013, and when did you connect with me? When did you find out about me? You know, when did you and I connect? Because I believe it was through my man Eric Hunter.
Yeah. Now that was like some years after.
Yeah.
And before then, like I just had been following you because I just went searching for the game, and who was doing
Right.
it. Your name had came because I looked at first. I'm gonna tell you how I found you. I found you through Mike Nelson.
Mike Nelson. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Shout out to the
So
homie. Yeah, that's my bro. Yeah.
yeah, shout out to Mike. Mike was doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I found you. And then I saw the group of y'all, you, Mike, Chris, Bruce, like y'all group, man. And I was like, yo, I wanna be in a group. Y'all was
Right.
traveling and doing, I'm like, yo, man, real
Yeah.
estate gotta be it. It gotta
Yeah.
be it. And then, I got that chance to meet you in the airport. I seen you coming off the plane. I was about to get on the plane. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
yo,
yeah,
Chris,
yeah,
what's
yeah.
up,
Wait,
man?
wait, was that Charlotte?
Yeah, we was in
Charlotte,
Charlotte.
right? Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. All right, yeah,
Yep.
right. I remember that. I remember
I
I
was
was
like,
coming off the
yo, Chris,
plane.
what's up?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. And prior to that is when I had spoke to I had I had sent the message to try to join the Lions then, you know,
Yeah, and
because I
so
was following Eric. Yep.
yeah, so shout out to the Lions Den. So if you know me locally, in 2018, we started the Lions Den here locally in Virginia, really in Richmond, Hampton Roads area. We started it, and it was a beautiful program. We had a lot of great people in there that we were teaching wholesaling, getting them moving. So you see me around the time that I started the Lions Den, and what's going on for you at that time?
At that time, man, I'm just kind of dabbling, man, in and out of wholesaling.
Yeah,
I would get real specific and excited about it for a couple months, and
right.
then nothing would really happen. I'm on to something else. So I was just
But
dabbling,
why
man.
was it not happening though? Like what was going on that like you couldn't get it going?
I wasn't consistent enough. I mean, that was pretty much it. I wasn't consistent enough. Like I said, I would do some things,
Yeah,
um, and I do it for a couple weeks, a month. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
nothing would. I wouldn't get no leads or phone wasn't ringing. So I would stop for 3 months and then come back, and so I wasn't consistent. In my marketing efforts. So.
Got you. And what was the limitation on you at that time? Because you're talking about something that really a ton of people really struggle with, right? Where they can't get it moving. Like they can't just overcome. And I say this a lot, right? That in wholesaling, the first step, like just getting consistent, right? That first step, like it's the biggest step on the whole staircase. Just the first step.
Absolutely.
Every step after that is small, but that first step, like that whole process to do your first deal, like it's tough. Like it's the most agonizing, tough step to put your foot on there. Just even put your foot on it is tough, right? So
Yeah.
you're dealing with these things. You're struggling, you can't get consistent, and you're not the only person that deals with that. And that's why I'm glad we're having this conversation tonight. It's the number one holdback that I see for people. They just can't develop the consistency, and they got every excuse. And I'm sure you had a lot of excuses at that time. It took me 2 years to do my first deal. I had plenty. What was one of your biggest excuses?
Man, my I look at this as an excuse, but it was also like it was really stopping me from moving forward. And it was for me, it was financial. It was money, man. It was because I'm spending money and ain't
Yeah,
nothing happening. And I'm like, man, and I listened to a I don't know if it was a podcast or it was something that you did. It was a video you put out. He was like, man, I was living with my mom and I was on child support and I was paying, and I was like, yo, that's exactly my life. I was
yeah,
trying to get it going. I was on child support and my money was very, very limited.
yeah.
So
I feel you.
that really led to that inconsistency because I'm like, okay, I got enough money to do this, and now I ain't got no money, ain't nothing happening. I got to go back over here for a little while, and I ain't even focus on this no more.
Right,
So
because you needed to survive.
yeah, yeah,
Right, you had to have money to survive at that time, and that first step probably felt so far away. Like
man,
it felt almost impossible. Right.
damn near.
So let's talk about this. So you start to progress, but it's still taking you time. What's kept you so committed? Like, even though you haven't been consistent, even though journey started back in 2013, we're now in 2021. It's a long time, man. That's what, eight
Yeah,
years, right?
yeah,
It's a
yeah.
it's a long it's a long time. So what has made you consistently drift back to wholesaling? Because you could have gotten into other things. Like, what
Yeah.
keeps kind of pulling you back over to this way towards wholesaling, man?
And I did get into other things, you know what I'm saying? And because again, I just had that entrepreneurial thing and I've tried my hand at a few things, but real estate was real for me because even though I was kind of drifting,
Yeah,
I did do a couple deals here and there, but they were JV deals. You know what I'm saying? So I was able to, because like I said, I was always building rapport. So I was meeting buyers, you know what I'm saying? So I had people, I had phone numbers. So
yeah.
like when I see a deal come across, I would reach out to a wholesaler. And this is what a time where, man, it was like JV deals was the thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
we JVing everywhere. So
Yeah,
um
yeah,
I built some relationships, and like I said, a few wholesalers would send me, deals like, "Yo, you got a buyer," and so I did, one or two deals here and there. So that's what kind of kept me coming back because I knew it was real. I just knew that, man, if I could be more consistent in doing it, something will change.
no doubt. So you keep pressing it forward. Let's fast forward to 2020. All right. So you get into 2020. When did you first join the U?
Man, it was May 2020 because I know that's my birthday month. So I
Word.
was like, yo, I had made a decision like, yo,
Yeah.
I gotta do this because again, when I saw you put it out, and he was like, yo, it's affordable. You working with me. What's up? I was
What's
like,
good?
yo, I'm doing this. I'm
And,
doing
and
this.
what I love, yo, what I love. And by the way, y'all, listen. We back on IG, man. Hit that paper plane. We going back to the roots. Hit that paper plane. Let people know to get here in this room and get this game right now. All right. So I started Charged Up University in May of 2020. And when I started it for people just like you. All right. I said to myself, like, man, I want to do something that's powerful. I want to do something that could completely change this industry. I'm sick and tired of seeing people selling courses and you never get to interact with them again. You never really get taught. You pay $1,000, $500, $2,000, whatever it is for this course, $5,000, $10,000. You go log in. The first thing you see is a video. And how long is the video? 5 minutes, 3 minutes. And I said to myself, I'm like, Man, you can't really teach nobody nothing in 5 minutes. You can't break down cold calling scripts and how to cold call effectively in 5 minutes. So I said,
Not in this.
man, I said, I'm gonna change this shit up. That's what I said. And I wanted to do it for people like you. And that's why it's so dope to have you on here tonight. And so put the Lions Den out in May 2020. Yo, shout out to you for being an OG member of the family. All right.
Yeah,
Shout out to you for
big
that,
U
man.
business. Big
Hey,
U
it's family
business.
business. It's family business. It's family business. So you get into the U. Now that's May of 2020. It's still been a journey for you.
Yeah,
Like what starts to
yeah.
happen for you once you get into the U?
Well, getting into the U, man. Now it's like, yo, I'm working with Chris, man. He giving the game out. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Um, and then coupled with, and I don't even like to say this because you say get rid of what you already knew. Just get rid of it. But at first, I'm coupling what I already knew with what you were teaching. I'm like, okay, boom, we got some traction. About to make some stuff happen.
Yeah.
And it's more so now I have a basis because before I was just doing a little bit of everything, you know, just trying to find a deal, just doing everything. Now I got more of a
You're shooting in
basis.
the dark.
Yeah, yeah, trying to see if something stick, you know.
Yeah. Understood,
So
man.
um, you know, I start really getting into cold calling and pulling these lists and these stack lists, you know what I'm saying? Because man, look, when I say that I've done a lot of stuff to try to get a deal, like I used to go to the city assessor's website
Yeah.
and just go. I would pull up a street that I knew and just go through all of them to see which one
Oh man.
was
Yeah.
vacant or what looked vacant or you know what I'm saying. And I'm just writing address. Like I just was trying to do any and
Whatever you
everything,
could.
but getting into you, man, it just gave me a basis, man, and I just got to work.
No doubt. And I remember early 2020 because you know we had over 700 some students come through the U in 2020. And and honestly, man, I don't know how I do it in terms of like I feel like I know every single student, active, inactive, personally. Like y'all my people. You get what I'm saying?
Definitely,
Y'all my folks, man. And that's why we call it family business. And so I remember you coming in, and I'll be real. The first thing I thought is like, yo, I seen him around, like, what he gonna do? Right? I'm like, what are you gonna do? And then I remember we on a call and you speaking, and I'm like, bro, he built for the phone. I think I might have even told you that. I'm like, bro,
yeah.
I'm like, this dude built for the phone. Like,
Hey,
and,
Chris, the crazy
yeah,
thing about that, man, look, I never, and I said this on a call one day. I'll never forget it, man. We was doing like the cold calls,
yeah.
and you was listening, and you gave me some feedback. You was like, "Look, man, I don't even know why you not making 15 to 20 grand a month. Like you built
I
for the
remember
phone. Like
saying that
why?
to you.
Yeah, like what are you doing?" And that just that was it for me.
But you know
Like
what's crazy
okay,
though, bro? This was so crazy though. I really was trying to figure that shit out. Like, I won't like in my head, you talking, and in my head, I'm like, yo, why is this dude not making no money? Because I'm
man.
like, he know what to say, he know how to say it. It's just not something ain't adding up, right? And so now what I know now from having so many students, because that was early in the program when I like first started it, right? What I know now is when somebody has that natural skill set, like naturally they just good on the phone, right? And they hitting the points. They using my bars that I give out in the U. You know what I'm saying? It's some cold bars in that course, bro. It's some
Oh
cold
yeah.
bars in there.
Oh yeah.
It's some cold
Oh yeah.
bars. And listen, you fam, don't give them out. Don't give them out. All right. But here's the thing. I'm like, why is this dude not making no money? You get what I'm saying? So I remember saying that to you, and so you're saying like that was your light bulb moment. You like, wait a second, like
That hit home. That hit home.
what?
That hit home. And that's why I say, like, in this game, you got to utilize the skills that you good at, your strengths, whatever your strengths are, it will work in this business. So, man, I just started really going hard then. And beginning of December, no, actually December and January was good months. Let me just say that. December and January was good months.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. So you start getting things rolling, and if I'm hearing you, because you started in May, I think we have that conversation like maybe like June, July, I think something like that. And so
Yeah,
you kind of start getting some momentum going.
yeah,
And the thing, guys, to understand about wholesaling specifically, all right, business in general, but definitely wholesaling. It's a momentum business, all right, and you gotta get things moving a little bit to make something shake. It ain't gonna fall in your lap just because you get the course, just because you join the you could buy anybody course. It ain't gotta be mine, all right. Just because you get a program or get in a program, you still gotta put consistent action behind it. See, a lot of
absolutely.
people get stuck. They buying course after course. They watching video after video, book after book, RIA meeting after RIA meeting. And you know the one thing that's missing from all of those components? Consistent action talking to sellers. Some people fall in love with everything in real estate wholesaling, the software programs, doing skip tracing, hitting on YouTube, typing questions in every 20,000 Facebook groups that exist on wholesaling.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
in effort. All this shit is in effort to not have to talk to nobody trying to sell their house. You get what I'm saying, bro? And I be thinking to myself, like,
Hey,
damn, they gonna do everything. You're gonna do everything. You're gonna spend money. You understand? You
hey,
gonna buy
look.
course after course, right? You buying bandit signs, skip
Hey,
tracing,
Chris.
and you don't want to talk to nobody?
Hey, look. Not only that, like in the like before I joined the U, like I experienced some of those rough patches. Like I was wasting time trying to figure out what my logo was gonna look like on my business cards, and
That's
like I was
right,
doing
right,
every.
right, right. Yeah, and look, and this how I know. This how I know that's what people be doing. Cause it took me 2 years to get a deal. Cause I was doing the same shit, the same
Yeah,
shit,
yeah,
until I woke up one day like, hold up, yo. If I gotta, if the deal gotta come from a home seller, and I'm doing everything but talking to a home seller, well, how the hell am I gonna do a deal? So I
yeah,
said, yo, you know
yeah,
what? Let me reverse course a little bit. Let me just talk to some people on the phone. Let me knock on some doors and see if I can make something shake. And I see people in the comments, Andre, so it won't just me and you. I see people in the
oh yeah,
comments, they,
oh
they was going and dealing with the same shit, right?
yeah.
Like we all kind of go through that. You get what I'm saying? Like we
Yeah.
all kind of deal with this phase. So how did you start to power through that in late 2020?
Um, just being in the U. I mean, like the crazy thing is, man, my phone is pinging all day long. Bing, 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 like all day long because
Right,
the U family, they rocking, they rocking. You know what I'm
facts.
saying? And it's questions and it's like it kind of it gives you this sense of, man, I ain't really at this by myself.
Yeah,
And then me being so competitive, I'm like, man, so and so just closed 2 deals. I gotta get on it.
yeah,
So it was just that extra motivation. You know what I'm saying? Because I think before I didn't really have that, which allowed my mind to go towards other things and just really
yeah,
get off really.
yeah. That's real, man. yo, them pings from the charged up group. And this the thing, Andre. This was so crazy, right? Yo, my phone gotta live on the charger.
Mm-hmm.
Cause it's pinging 24/7. And like I can't even turn them off because it's my group. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I can't even turn the notifications off, right?
But you don't even want to though. You like,
Nah,
man,
because what it is, I love seeing y'all in there grinding. And I
yeah,
see y'all all day throughout the day, connecting, building with each other, communicating, uplifting each other, helping move each other forward. When we got somebody in the program that's struggling, going through different things, people grabbing them and picking them up. It's like I
yeah,
said in the coaching call we had on Monday night. Sometimes you just got to talk about what you're going through.
yeah.
Because if you don't, I don't know to come get you.
Right.
If you don't say nothing, I think everything's sweet. Everything
Yeah.
good for you. You gotta let people know. So that's why I wanted to build that program out like that. Shout out to all my you family in here tonight. But I wanted to build my coaching program like that because I said, I ain't just gonna sell people a course. Like, so I'm gonna sell them a course because they fuck with me. They watch me online and do this and do that. Then I'm gonna hit them in the head for $1,000 for a course. People would pay that, right? People would pay that.
Right.
But I said, nah, I want to build a community. I want to build a place to serve people where people can show up on a daily basis and we can overcome the struggle collectively. Because
Absolutely.
business is hard, and more importantly than that, life is hard. Life is hard,
Absolutely.
and we sometimes we need a space to feel comfortable so that we can figure out how to start walking in our purpose. And that's why I put Charged Up together the way that I did. So, like, what was the turning point for you in your business? So you've gone through not being able to get things moving, 2013 to 2020. You get into the coaching program, you start moving things forward, you start booming. Let's be real, you start booming. All right.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you got to call it what it is. All right.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You taking
Yeah.
my bars, you write down 64. You write down 64. All right. You ain't nothing but a hop, skip, and a jump. And I'm in your market.
Hey, look,
You know what I'm saying?
our first conversation, you was like, yo, where you marketing at? I was like, I think I said, man, I'm all over. I'm in all 7 cities. You was like, yeah, we're in Newport News and Portsmouth. So I'm in your market.
No doubt, no doubt, man.
I said,
So
okay.
so you start implementing the bars, you're making things shake, you're talking to sellers. That's the most important thing I want to point out. You're having conversations with sellers, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what was the turning point though? Like, when did shit start to shift?
So, it really started maybe August, September, because I was getting some momentum then.
Yeah.
I was putting out more offers, and that's a big thing too.
Speak on that.
Before,
Speak on that.
yeah, before the success it didn't find me because I wasn't putting out offers.
Yeah.
I was trying to get on the phone with sellers, but when it got down to the price, talking price, I was still kind of nervous. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew I needed to get it low, but I didn't want to make a low offer. You know what I'm saying? And then they get upset. I was just fearful of that stuff. So I wasn't
Yeah.
making a lot of offers. So fast forward to now, like I said, around August, September, I'm putting in offers. I'm talking to sellers. I'm doing the things that I need to be doing. Cold calling, what I'm
Yeah.
saying, working my list, following up. That was major. And
Yeah.
again, that's really where my success came through follow-ups. And then December hit and actually the end of November, reached out to a guy that I had met from a bandit sign. When I see
Okay.
bandit signs, I'm always calling them. Hey,
Smart.
look, I'm a cash buyer. I'm looking for deals under 75K. That's the exact message I sent out. And they always hit me back Like, yo, okay, put you on the list, whatever, whatever. So
Yeah.
I linked up with this guy, and we did a deal in Chesapeake,
Okay.
and um, the deal was for I think like 7 grand. This was the end of November, but it didn't close until December. So beginning of December, I made $3,500. I
Nice.
was like, oh yeah, here we go, here we
Yeah. And
go.
so and
Now
so
I got
look,
some real momentum.
so in that see that's that momentum piece that I'm talking about. Like
Yeah,
sometimes you just need that proof of concept. Sometimes you just need to touch it. And it's like, hold up, like I just came up 3,500 really because I just connected two dots,
that was it.
right?
Simple,
I had somebody
simple.
that needed to sell a house. That's one dot, and I got somebody that knew how to do something with that situation. And you bring those things together, and stuff starts to start moving for you. So you go from 3,500 in December. Where do things start to go from there? But before actually we get into that, because I see a good question. All right, how did you overcome not making offers before? Because that's one thing that people do. Like I feel like people go through these weird progressions. They finally
Right.
start getting on the phone and making phone calls, but then they scared to make an offer once they get on the phone. And you're talking to sellers, you're communicating with sellers, but you're not even making an offer to them. So how did you start overcoming actually even making offers?
I think the reason that I wasn't making offers before because I wasn't sure on the price. You know, I knew the formula to do, but I was never sure on the numbers. So
Right.
I think that was the reason I wasn't making many offers. Um, but once I got into you and learned how to run comps
Yeah.
and know what my prices were, especially for the market,
Yeah.
it was just it was a confidence builder. You know, once you start doing it a couple times and you get more consistent with it, then you be like, all right, hey, look, this the price I can pay. If you can't, if you don't want that,
Right.
then I'm out. You know what I'm saying? I'm on to
Right.
the next one. And you build that confidence up. You know what I'm saying? So it was just learning it was just making some changes and learning how to really do it, how to make offers on properties and run comps and be confident on your numbers.
No doubt, man. That's real, man. You got to get confident in your numbers. Guys, if you have not watched my YouTube video on how to make offers in less than 2 minutes, you're doing yourself a disservice, all right? I'm telling you, go watch that video when you get a moment, and it's going to really open up some game for you, all right? So you're making offers. You talked about something else that's important that not enough people do when they start out for whatever reason. They don't follow up. And I want to be clear in this because, all right, this is the facts. Most deals do not occur until the 8th to 12th touch. I'm going to say this again. Most deals do not occur until the 8th to 12th touch. Some of y'all calling deals once, twice, and never following up. Never following up. So, Andre, if you don't mind, like what started working for you in terms of follow up? Did you have a follow up process or system? What were you doing that started helping you follow up?
So I didn't per se have a system. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and those are some of the things that I advise. But again, I'm tooth and nail. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
I'm to the wall. Like I know it's
you
got
just
to be
grinding
done.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So what I was doing was I started color coding my lists. So like
Okay.
when I call a list, if it was the right number and they answered, I would mark it blue. If they didn't answer, that was orange. If it was the wrong number, it was yellow. So I just started going back through. Like if it was a good hot lead, mark it red. And after I go through the list, I would just go back and I'm like, okay, here go red, 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 red. Let me follow up with them. So that was just my system. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I was, kind of kept the
Dope.
ball moving.
Yeah, I think the lesson in that for everyone watching is you got to develop a system to follow up. And it doesn't have to look like anything specific, but you gotta continue to talk to people. If we know that most deals occur at the 8th to 10th or 8th to 12th touch, then we know we got to stay in contact with people. All right. So you're getting better. You're overcome a lot of these obstacles that you're dealing with. And I think what's dope, man, I'm seeing so many comments from when we were on YouTube to when we're on here right now. Same here. People are dealing with the exact same things that you've dealt with in your journey to get to where you're at right this very second. And
Right.
so, you're doing these JV deals. You're not going out in December for 3,500. What starts to happen for you from there? Because, you just cashed nice little check. Nice little check. All right.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
how did you get into this deal opportunity? Was this from a follow up? And let's start from the beginning. I want to do like a 5-minute case study on this deal. So I'm going to hit you with some like rapid fire questions about this deal that you did. All right. Because
So before we
go.
even get into that though, Chris, check this though.
Yeah.
Before we get into that, so in the beginning of December, like I said, I had that 3,500 deal. I made 3,500 from that deal that closed with the JV. So, a couple weeks after that, I cashed out on a $10,000 deal.
All right.
And this was a follow up as well. This was actually a Portsmouth list that I was calling, and I had texted the guy before, and I think maybe the third, fourth time I called him and I got him on the phone. He was like, the property that I was going after, he didn't want to sell that, but he was like, yo, another property that I'm really just trying to get rid of. I got some squatters in there. He was like, yo, you can get it for 60. I was like, all right, let me look at some numbers real quick. Give me a second. So I was like, yo, I can move it for 60. So I went on ahead and was like, yo, I'll send you a contract. So sent him the contract, and I sent a buyer over there. The buyer, actually, I sent two buyers. The first buyer, he didn't even want to go in because when he went to the door, he saw the squatters in the house. So he just left. Yo, man, just call me later.
he ain't want no smoke. He ain't want no smoke.
Yeah, he ain't want no smoke. So I was like, all right. So I reached out to another buyer, and he went over there. Squatters was there, but he had some people with him. But he was like, you know what? I know the area, man. Look, I take it for because I had put it out for 70. He was like, man, I give you 60 for it. So I went back to the owner. I was like, yo, man, squatters in there, man. I can't even get my contract, man. He was like, man, look, I ain't trying to deal with the property, man. Just give me 50 for it. I was like, all right. So I ended up getting it for 50, sold it to my guy for 60. So I made 10 grand.
Nice.
So this is December. I done made what? 13.5 for December.
Now, how you feeling at that time though? After all, this shit started in 2013, bro. Like I said, this is a long time, right? How you feeling in December? You charged up, you into you, right? You get in the bars, you getting the process together. You really getting consistent in the effort, right? And the way, like you touched on something, all right? Because the way that you hit. When people, there's people on here that's not in the U, all right? So they don't know how we get down, all right? But in the U, they don't know. And it might not be for them to know. You get what I'm saying? Right. Here's the thing, though.
Join the program.
That's a Fendi fact. But here's what happens in the U. Them alerts we was talking about, the alerts hit your phone and it's like, got a contract. Hey, close this deal. And you like, you can't slack. Because when you're in the U and you slacking, it kind of eat at you a little bit, right?
Yeah.
You're like, damn, I gotta. They really getting it, and it's people getting it. You started 2013. It's people coming in the program 30 days later. They hitting 30,000, 50,000, 10,000, And you seeing that, you like,
man, look, it's people in the U getting a check in 2 weeks from signing up. They getting a check in 2 weeks. Like they getting
facts.
stuff under contract. Like they moving. Like
That's how.
it's
But look,
crazy.
that's how I be going, right? So you seeing that the phone is buzzing up. Now you 13.5 up.
Yep.
That's nice. That's a hit. We
It
call
was it
that a
was a
hit.
good it was a good December. It was a good Christmas. It was a good
No
it was a
question.
good month.
I know you had the tree lit. I know you had the tree lit.
Hey, it was a good month. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, yeah. But as that closed, like you said, it goes back to the momentum. So I got the momentum going now. And just through different avenues, like I'm text message heavy. And before I started getting the tools and resources that I'm using now, man, I
Yeah.
was just straight Google voicing, cold calling, and text message through Google Voice. Like I
So
was,
you getting it out the mud.
I mean, strictly out the mud.
No
That's
call
why it
tools.
hit different for me. No nothing, no nothing, no nothing, Chris, nothing. Like I
Bro,
was
listen,
straight
I gotta
Google
ask you
Voice.
this, right? Like, how you go from, let's just be all the way honest, right? Like, how you go from not doing shit, all right, to getting to the point where you muscling through hand dialing?
Man,
Hand dialing hurt your hands, man.
yeah.
That shit hurt your hands, man. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
almost worse than handwriting letters, man.
It
Hey,
really is, bro. That joint will tear
it's
your hands up.
crazy,
So how you get so committed and focused to the point that you even hand dialing with Google Voice?
bruh. Man, look, Chris, my why was just that much stronger because again, looking at the world and everything is changing how it is, it's gonna get to a point, man. Either you gonna get some money or
Mm.
you gonna be begging for some money.
Mm.
I don't want to be on that side of the fence, man. You know, so I
And
had to
that's
just
a real
really get
statement.
real.
That's a
Yeah,
real statement. Because listen, if y'all don't pay attention, you should be paying attention to stuff like this. The wealth gap ain't getting tighter. It's getting wider. It's getting
yeah,
wider.
man.
And this is, I want to be real clear about this, man, because this is important. This is important for us to understand. All right. The wealth gap is not getting tighter. It is getting wider. What that means, actually, I'm going to paint a really easy picture for y'all. All right. Right now, Joe Biden is talking about bringing back a $15,000 home buyer tax credit. A $15,000 home buyer tax credit. If you're not reading the news, you need to be reading the news. All right. Let me explain to y'all. This is my first time even talking about this, Andre. Let me explain to y'all what that actually means. In every market in America right now, there's a supply issue. There's a supply issue. There's not enough houses to supply the people looking for homes. And what is happening is the market value is continuing to push up. Okay? Now, that's what's happening right now. I was in business in 2010 when Barack Obama, I believe it was 2010 or 11, when Barack Obama had the first time homebuyers tax credit to recharge the economy at that time. Shit went through the roof. That's why the market is where it's at right now. It was a snowball effect. Now they're
Mm-hmm.
increasing that credit to 15,000. And if I remember correctly, it's not even a first-time homebuyer tax credit; it's a homebuyer tax credit.
Right.
So what that means, guys, is that now even more people will be looking for a home. Now the people that can't afford a down payment will now be incentivized from the government to be able to go buy a home. So that means you're complaining about prices going up right now, homes being unaffordable. Guess what? Guess what? Now, this is great news. This is great news for wholesalers, by the way. Great news. Okay.
Great news.
Great news for wholesalers. But the market is just going to continue to go up higher in value. So the ability to be able to buy a home, because wages aren't going up. Let's be real clear. Wages aren't going up. They're trying to get $15 minimum wage. But here's the deal. The market will continue to push up, and the wealth gap will get wider and wider by the second. Because values of homes will go up, wages will stay the same or go down. So people won't be able to afford the home that you could afford right now today. So when Andre says, and I'm sorry to derail for a little bit, but it's so important what you just touched on. I'm glad you said it. Because if you ain't ready and charged up, pun intended, to go get some fucking money right now, you will regret it for the rest of your life. I promise you. Nobody wants to tell y'all this. Nobody wants to tell y'all this. I've been getting money for a little bit. I'm trying to get more. The gap is going to get so wide that it's not even going to be you're not going to be able to touch somebody with money. See, this is what they want to do to y'all. This is what they want to do to us. They want to make it where you can't even get to nobody. Yep. They want to make sure you can't get to their neighborhoods. You can't get to their schools. You can't get to their places to eat food. You can't get to the doctors. And some of y'all just sitting around on your hands. Sitting on your hands. Going to a job that you hate. Living an unhappy life. All because you don't want to make phone calls. All because you don't want to talk to sellers and make some offers. This shit don't add up. And so here's what's going to happen. The people that doing what they need to do, pushing forward, fighting their fears, overcoming obstacles, they're going to make money. And I'm being all the way candid with y'all right now. I'm not bluffing nothing with y'all. I ain't sugarcoating nothing with y'all right now. This is real spit. Here's what's going to happen. You think it's hard for you to get to where you want to go right now? In 5 to 10 years, it will be impossible if you are in the same position you are in right now. So either you're going to make a decision. And I talked about this on Monday with my students. You're going to make a decision. You're going to be regular for the rest of your life and live a regular life and have to accept whatever comes with that. Or you can get off your ass, stop sitting on your hands, whether you buy my program or somebody else's program. Frankly, I don't care. Although I feel that my program is superior, I just want y'all to get the information. I just want y'all to get the game and education. I don't even care at this point if it comes from me. I just don't want to see y'all get left behind. So you got to turn up. You can't be sitting around talking about, I got analysis paralysis. I've been watching YouTube videos. I just can't figure out how to make offers. You ain't even trying. You ain't even talking to sellers. You got student loan debt, credit card debt. Some of y'all got $500-$600 a month car payments, making $15 to $20 an hour. And you saying, man, I ain't got $197 to join charged up. I don't got $97 a month. Listen, man, we don't want to leave y'all behind. But when it come down to it, you're going to have to stay where you at. Hey, I hate to say it like that, Andre. I hate to say it like that.
But you got to, though. You got to.
Real. Just being real.
Hey, man, look. I was always told everybody can't fit in the car where you going.
Hey, listen. It only got
everybody
a couple of seats. It only got a couple of seats.
And look, and I'm trying to get a Tesla, man, and it ain't gonna fit too many people.
Yeah, and you gonna do it, bro. You gonna do it 2021. You gonna do it 2021.
Yes.
Well, Andre, tell him, man, because you understand what I'm talking about.
Absolutely, 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 and it's real. And I had to, like, you really got to come to terms with that, because again, you got to pay attention. What's going on? You know, once this moratorium releases, that's why the tax credit was put in place, because all these, like, you got to understand what's happening. and how they're going to first position themselves to make the most money. So yeah, I'm in the game, man. I'm in the game.
Why y'all think they trying to? I hear y'all talking sometimes, man. They trying to stop wholesaling. You think they ever going to? They don't want y'all to get no money. I don't know why I don't see this shit. They don't want y'all to have no money. Now here we done found a way to go get paid. To go get paid. Andre, you said in December you did 13.5.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
How much you just made on your deal the other day?
Man, look, 33,000. 33. Hey. It was some little extra pennies and coins in there, but 33,000, bro. Big boss salute to Chris, man, because again, without the you, man, look, none of this was possible.
Bless, man.
I probably would have did it just on a whim, but no. You got to get in the program, man. You got to get in the game, man, because we're not stopping. We ain't slowing down. We ain't going back. Like, it's all up from here. You business.
And don't get me wrong, yo. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna try to help y'all as much as I can. I do free content when I can. I get on Clubhouse and stuff when I can, stuff like that. But my first commitment, first and foremost, is to my charged up students. First commitment, they get more love and attention from me than damn near anybody. Y'all my family. I really come kick it with y'all. You get what I'm saying? Y'all, you know that. I really kick it with y'all like that. But I'm telling y'all, man, they planning to leave y'all. And you got the power. Change it. But you got to make some decisions. You got my bad. I got a call coming in, but you got to make some decisions. And so, folks, I'm trying to be candid and honest with y'all tonight because we're not on YouTube anymore, Andre.
Man, but we at 100 people though. And we at 100 people too.
We back on IG. All right.
Yeah, man.
And I don't want to see y'all get left behind, man, because I love and care about y'all. Even if I don't know you, I fuck with you. Because don't nobody deserve to get left. The information is there and available. Whether you get it from me or somebody else, I ain't even tripping on that. Do what's best for you. But don't miss the boat. Don't miss the boat. You been on the cruise before, Andre?
Yes, sir.
When you go on the cruise, man, when they put you on the port, what they tell you? They say,
don't get off the boat.
They say, listen, be back on the boat at 5 o'clock. And look here, we pulling out at 5:30.
Man, look, they exactly at 5, not 5:35, not 5:4, no, 5:28, 29. They're gone by 5:30.
We gonna leave you. They gonna leave you.
It's over.
And they tell you when you book your ticket. If you get left, you gotta find your way home.
Don't be late.
Don't be late. Cause listen,
don't be late.
I'm telling y'all, and I'm so happy you brought that up, bro. Cause my mind wasn't even on that, but I'm really thankful you brought that up. Cause people really. But you have the power right now in your hands. You got a phone in your hand. Right now, anybody on here got a phone in their hand. Truthfully speaking, at a bare minimum, that's all you need. It's all you need.
Yeah.
My man right here done ran up over $40,000 in the last 90 days with a cell phone and Google Voice.
Yeah.
So it's like, what is we really talking? You get what I'm saying? Analysis, paralysis, and Chris, I just can't get started. I don't know what are we really talking about, Andre?
And not even to brag, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't like when you start doing stuff, you know what I'm saying, you get this new confidence, you know what I'm saying? But I'm still the same guy. I help anybody, you know what I'm saying? Especially you watching this, you reach out, I help anybody. But not only what, over 40,000 in 2 months, but I also got a rental property that I did a sub two on, you
Speak
know what I'm
on
saying,
it,
that I get
man. Let's get
$600 a
to
month.
it, man.
I get
Yeah.
$600 a month. I got a rental property in downtown Newport News. Like, so man, the momentum has carried me forward to do so much. And man, sky's the limit, man.
Hey, man, blessed to you. And this is what I want people to understand, too, about what we're talking about. Like, this has all happened for you. I don't even want to say it's happened for you in a year. Like, I know you joined the program in May, but really, we talking like you locked in like August.
Yeah. Yeah.
So in 6 months, my man done ran up 40 bands like the rental. Now, this is what you got to ask yourself. If you haven't done your first deal yet, how many sales you talked to in the last 6 months? How many offers you make in the last 6 months? How many follow-ups did you complete in the last 6 months? This is stuff you got to ask yourself. And so at the end of the day, I firmly believe either the journey is okay, the length of the journey is okay. Yeah, it was 8 years for you, 7, 8 years for you, right? It's nothing, there's no shame in that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's a badge of
Not at
honor in
all.
my book.
Hey, and you know
Because that's a commitment
made
to
me
get ahead.
you know what made me okay with that though? I was looking
Yeah.
at I think it was a documentary or something, but Rick Ross was like, man, look,
Yeah.
y'all see me with all this that I'm doing right now. Man, it took me 10 years. He said it took me 10 years to get my music heard and start moving like I'm moving right now. So that was like,
That's what people don't
okay,
get.
this ain't no overnight process. So
Yeah,
I
it
was
ain't no
okay.
overnight successes, man. Facts, man. Now I appreciate you touching on that. And I really love this conversation because people overcomplicate what we're doing. And one of the reasons that I put my content together the way that I have, I put my course, the coaching community charged up together the way that I have. If you watch any of my stuff, heard me speak before, any of that, I try to make everything as simple as I can. So like simple as possible. Because I truly in my spirit want y'all to grasp it. Like I really want y'all to get it. And I tell anybody who joined the program, and I'm telling y'all, I'm not even you don't got to join my program. I think you should, but that's on you got to make your own decision. I'm gonna support you and love you regardless if you do. But this is the fact. You can have all the information in the world, but it don't mean shit if you can't move your feet. If you can't move your feet, you ain't gonna go nowhere. It don't matter what you know. You only in one place. So you can only if you don't move your feet, you can only touch what's in reach. To touch something else, to change your circumstance, the situation, you got to start moving. You got to start moving your feet. So Andre, my apologies. I know we got off track.
It's all good.
You
It's
brought it
all
up. You
good,
brought
coach.
it up. You
It's
brought
all
it up.
good, coach.
We back on IG, but really it all tie into what the topic is and what we're talking about.
Absolutely. Man, this is free game. This is like free game. Like you ain't gonna get this nowhere else. You're not
Yeah,
gonna get this type of you ain't gonna get it.
I usually only talk like this to my students, honestly. I really only usually talk like this to y'all. You know what I'm saying? So what's next
We
for
over
you, man?
100 people in the room. What's
Yeah,
next?
I really usually only get into it like this with my students. But Andre brought it up. Andre, you brought it up, bro. You brought it up.
They can thank me later. They can thank
Yeah,
me
you
later.
brought it up, bro. So I gotta touch on it. So what's the goal for you this year? You 40 up, you bagging up out the Google Voice. Let's just be honest, right? Like you get into it. What are the next steps for you, man? What's the goal for you moving forward?
So when I first joined the U, my goal was because you had to put that down in there. My goal was 62,000. That was my initial goal.
Mm,
So like I'm very I'll hit that goal. But for for the end of the year, I want to clear 150,000.
yeah, I like it. I like it. That's
And I had
light.
said that on the phone. You know, I want to clear 150,000 for the end of the year, and I also want to acquire 3 more rentals. So I got one. I want to acquire 3 more rentals.
3 more rentals. I love it, man. I love it, man. Yo, man, big boss salute to you, my brother. I'm loving what you're doing. I'm loving how you moving things forward and making things happen, man. You know I'm here to support you 110%. I want to see you win as bad as I want to see myself win, and not just you. Every single one of my students. Y'all know that. Y'all know the vibes, man. Y'all know how we get down. Family business. All
Absolutely,
right.
absolutely. And
So
I
the
appreciate
goal
you,
is
Chris.
why did you pick 150?
um, that was just my that was my freedom price. I
Mm,
so I heard Chris Bruce ask this question one time. He was like, "Yo, what's your freedom price? Like, what's your walk away price
yeah,
from stuff that you're already doing in your life?
yeah.
What's your walk away from that stuff and just really get honed in and focus to what you want to do and live how you want to live?" So for me, that's the starting point. So 150, and that's that's gross. That's take home 150. Like not I made it, but I only walked away with not no 150. And like I said, 3 rentals, and that's I'm set out to do crazy after that.
So Andre, I'm gonna get you to change your goal right now, live. All right. Now I'm gonna tell you how I did my goals. All right. Especially this year, I did this last year. I think I did this the last 3 years. I think. So I used to sit down and make these goals, like real specific goals, right? I want to do
Right.
this, I want to do that. And I realized, I said, man, I'm limiting myself. Because mentally, I just get so focused on that 150, right? Like my mind is locked on that 150. And I know you're a spiritual brother as well. I know the subconscious mind is going to take me to whatever I mentally place in my mind. It's going to take me there. So what I
Right.
say to myself now, I say, and I mean this in my spirit when I say I want to make as much money as possible. There's no limitation on the abundance that I deserve in my life. I want to make as much money as possible, whatever that number is. As long as I know daily that I worked as hard as possible, I did the things that I needed to do on a daily basis, I remained consistent. I deserve and want to make as much money as possible. That's 100,000. If it's 100 million, I don't care. I want to make as much money as possible. So now, with the way my mind works now, is when I'm thinking about these things now, it ain't like I just want to do 300,000 a month. I want to do 100,000. No, I want to do as much as possible. So all my moves, everything I'm doing now, I'm telling myself like, nah, bro, the goal is as much as possible. And what I'm
Right.
starting to see is I'm surpassing what could have been my number. You feel me? Like I'm
Absolutely.
surpassing what could have been, like what would have been my number if I had to pick one. I'm lapping that. Like that shit light now. So my challenge to you, because you my guy, is let's make it as much as possible, whatever that
Absolutely.
is. Because we not working towards the number. We working towards the life. You feel me?
And I heard you like it was a coaching call. You said that before,
Yeah,
and
when we had the new year call.
yeah, yeah, and that shit set in then, and yeah, but you got to hear things over and over again. So I needed that. I needed to hear that again.
No doubt, man.
As
Listen,
soon
hey,
as,
listen.
you said that, it popped right back in. So yeah, I just
Let's get
needed to
it.
hear that again.
Nah, bless,
Yeah,
bro. Let's get it, man. Let's get it. So, so you're moving these things forward. You got these new goals to make as much money as possible, right?
absolutely.
Things are flowing for you in abundance right now, and I'm sure not even just. I'm not even talking like financially. How is that? How is this success that you've had, this run that you've had the last 90 days? How has this impacted you personally? How has this impacted your community-driven brother? How has this
So
impacted the other things that you've been able to do?
man, it. I was having this talk just the other day, same exact talk. I think when you get to a place financially, it gives you different choices, and
Yeah,
life is about choices. And a lot of times, the choices that we make is usually based on financial. So when you get to a place financially, it gives you the ability to have make different choices. And I've been
yeah.
able to do so. I've been able to really take care of some things that I wasn't able to take care of before. Now I'm able to expand myself, in different community work that I'm doing. Like right
Yeah,
now, I partner with a guy at a boxing gym, so we train some young kids boxing.
dope,
Um,
man. Respect.
right. I'm able to do some more mentoring, and like I said, it's just giving me some choices. Um, and I'm actually working on my second book now as well. So
Let's go. Let's go.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So it just kind of freed up my time a little bit to do some different things that I wasn't able to do before.
bro. Speak on your book, man. Tell people about your book. Tell them where to go get your book as well, please.
Absolutely, absolutely. I appreciate it. Name of my book is called Living Vital: Going from Adversity to Advantage. It's available on all platforms. You can go to Amazon, just type in Living Vital, Andre St. George, it'll pop right up. Um, but I wrote this book, man, and it took me about 7 months to write it. And it's just filled with some stories, of my journey and how I was facing, adversity in some bad times, some tough times in my life where the average person would have took that and been like, man, I'm
Can't
just
do
gonna
it.
give up,
Yeah.
and I can't do it, and it was part of how I was able to train my mindset to kind of keep moving forward, dealing with a big adversity, me living with MS, um, and it depicts 5 principles. That's why I acronym the word vital, because it's 5 principles. You want to visualize, a vision, ignite on the intention. You got to train yourself to be unafraid. You got to act authentically. You got to be you, and then you got to love what you do. So, living vital, man. Like I said, it's available on all platforms, man. You can pick it up at Amazon. It's a good read. It's a short read, and it has some things that there at the end of each chapter that you can write out for yourself to kind of keep you going and keep the momentum.
Respect, man. I'm glad that you shared that. Guys, if you're one of my students in the U, you know we got a book club. I know Ashley is on here somewhere. Ashley, I think we might got a book that might need to go in the hopper for the U book club. All right, it might need to go in the hopper for the U book club. All right, but guys, connect with Andre on this book. This is what I'm gonna do too, man. This is what I'm gonna do. 10 people to hit you up and have a conversation with you, I'll cop the book for them.
Oh man, that's
Straight
love,
up.
man.
Now listen,
Oh man, bless.
listen. Y'all holla at Andre. Andre, you pick the 10.
Okay,
You pick the 10. All right. However
gotcha,
you want to
gotcha.
do it, you figure it out. Let me know. I'm paying for the books because
Yep.
because because this is why I want to do that, and this is what I see. I see you living out your lessons. You living out your lesson, so I know it's authentic. I know somebody need to see it because
Absolutely.
you living it out. You living it out, right?
Man,
Run that
bless.
acronym back again, man. I want everybody, I'm including myself, to hear that again, please.
So the power of living vital. Like I said, it's an acronym because if you look at the word vital, it means doing whatever is necessary, whatever is important. That's how you got to live your life. So that's the way that I put the acronym. The first letter is V. You got to visualize a vision. Where is it you want to go in life? What is it that you want to do? The next letter is the I. How am I going to get there? You got to ignite on the intention. Now you got to get to work. Slow feet don't eat.
Facts.
So you got to get moving, you know what I'm saying, and get to it. The T, train yourself to be unafraid because you're gonna encounter all kind of obstacles and challenges and people in your life that's telling you don't do it. Stay at that job. Real estate don't work. Like there's gonna be a lot of things that's gonna come into play that's gonna stop you from going forward. But you gotta train yourself to be unafraid. The next letter is the A. You gotta act authentically. You gotta be you. Just be who you are. Don't try to be anybody. Don't do it how Chris is doing it. Don't do it how I'm doing it. Don't do it like anybody else is doing it. Just do it how you need to do it and make it work for you. And the L, you gotta love what you do. You gotta have some love in it, and it can't just be all about the money. And I was telling somebody this the other day, you know, don't allow the money to stop you from learning what you need to learn to make the money.
Yeah.
So
No doubt,
it
man.
can't just.
And let me ask you this, right? Like, what motivated you to write the book?
Man,
Because everybody don't
was
just be like, let me back up. Let me back up. It's been a few times I said to myself, man, I might write a book, man. Like, you know what I'm saying?
right,
Like, I might
right.
need to put something out. Then I'm like, nah, I'm good on that, bro. That seemed like a little too much work. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you get to the point, dog, where you like, man, I'm about to put a book together.
Yo, again, I got that competitive spirit, man. I don't like people thinking that they one up on me, man. I can do anything. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I was part of a men's group, man. It was an online men community, man. It was brothers from all over different places, man. Good professional brothers, man. And you know, we would do weekly calls and morning calls and stuff like that. And I started noticing, man, that every brother in this group was an author. I was like, man, like it must be something, you know, I'm missing something here.
Yeah.
So I had just really buckled down, man, and made I made a pact with myself, like, yo, the beginning of 2019, I was like, yo, I'm gonna be a published author, man. I'm gonna get this book broke. And man, it took me like 7 months to write the book, man. But the biggest challenge for me was, is anybody gonna read this? Like, how am I gonna get somebody to read this? But I was
Yeah.
like, man, I just gotta put it out.
Yeah. Nah, respect, man. I'm glad that you did that. Much respect to you, man. That's not no small feat. It's funny you say that, right? So like that conversation in your head where you're like, man, like, is anybody gonna read this? Right?
Right.
And yo, shout out to Jasmine, man, that's in here. She said the book sounds just how he talks. You can tell that it's from the heart 100%. Shout out to Jasmine and the you, man. That's love right there. That's love.
Respect. Appreciate it.
That struggle in our mind of like, man, these are my thoughts. This is my work. Like, this is what I love. Like, if I put it out there, like, man, who gonna fuck with it? Like, who gonna rock with it? And I struggle with that. That was something I told myself when I first started at you. I struggled with that for a little bit. I'm like, man, I'm gonna start a coaching program. Like, ain't nobody who gonna rock with that? Like, should I even really
Right.
be trying to do this? Like, maybe I should do something else. Da 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 da. Like, so I think a lot of people struggle with that, and it's just something internally that we got to overcome. Hey, a couple of people are asking where to buy the book, man. Please run that back down.
Amazon. It's on Amazon. If you go in the search bar and just type in "Living Vital," make sure you VITAL and put in Living Vital and put my name and it'll pop right up.
There it
Yep,
is,
just
Living
like that.
Vital. Living
Yep.
Vital by Andre St. George, man. Y'all know everything on Amazon.
Everything.
We get groceries on Amazon now. You know what I'm saying?
Everything.
You know what I'm saying? Everything comes from Amazon now. Guys, listen, this is what I want to do, man. This has been a super dope conversation. Andre, we had to pivot. Right? YouTube went bad on us. I ain't never had that happen. YouTube go bad. We had to make an adjustment. We
took it back to the basics.
Back to basics. And that's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. Sometimes you got to say to yourself, yo, I got to get down to basics. You know why Tim Duncan is seen as one of the greatest players to ever touch the hardwood? He kept
fundamental basics. Fundamental basics.
And that's the thing. See, like, if you can't and are not willing to establish the fundamentals, the basic fundamentals, you'll never be great. You'll never be great.
Right.
Because even if you're not good, so see, this is what people say. They're like, I don't know what to say to sellers. Well, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to make an offer. I don't know how to. And all you need to do is just get the basics. Because see, once you get a foundation of basics, you can build on that.
Absolutely.
You can build on that. Some people get by in life on raw talent. I have been guilty of getting by in one point in my life on raw talent.
Yeah.
And then I started realizing something. I'm like, nah. Like, it's not. I got to develop. I got to mentally develop. I got to physically develop. My business has to develop. What I want to do for people has to develop. So that's facts, man. Yo, I'm glad that you've been able to share about this book because again, yo, it's dope. It really ties into what we're talking about. Like, it really ties into what we're talking about. This is what I want to do, guys. I want to give y'all an opportunity before we get out of here to ask questions. All right, I want to give y'all an opportunity to ask questions. So, guys, go ahead and drop some questions. Do me a favor though. If you could hit the question button at the bottom, that would be helpful. All right. I'm sorry I'm jerking my phone around. We had to go off the cuff. I don't even got my tripod or none of that. All right. So we going with the flow. That's what life is. You gotta go with the flow.
You got to.
A friend of mine has a book. It's called Move Like Water. You gotta learn in life how to move like water. See, water don't stop. Water don't stop. It's just going to
and neither should education. Neither should education. Like you may not be in school, but still educate yourself on whatever it is you are doing.
Facts.
Because that's only going to make you better.
Facts. Listen, guys, put your questions in the question box. We're going to answer some of your questions, myself and Andre, because this guy's a wholesaler now. All right. This guy's a wholesaler now. All right. So we're going to answer some of your questions. Put them in the question box. All right. I'm going to pause this for like 2 seconds. I got to send a text. I apologize. All right. We're not on YouTube. All right. I'm going to send a quick text, guys. I'll be right back. Because we're running over time. So what I'm going to do is drop your questions. As soon as I get back, we're going to start answering these things and get into it. All right. We back. Andre, you with me? Andre might be sending a text too. All right, let's see. All right, I'm going to answer this one first. And guys, listen, let me know in the comments. Drop a 1 so I know that you can still hear me and see me. I think Andre is on the phone. That's why his screen is paused. All right. He'll be back here in a second. Guys, how do taxes work with wholesaling a deal? Talk to a CPA, please. All right. Talk to an accountant. Everybody's tax situation is different. go talk with a qualified CPA. If you don't know a qualified CPA to have a conversation with about real estate, all I want you to simply do is find other wholesalers that you know are wholesaling and doing business in your market. All right. Ask them who they use for a CPA. Ask them who they use for a CPA. Okay. And that's somebody that you need to reach out to. Any CPA you work with, you need to make sure they have real estate experience working with people in real estate. Okay. Please. Are you working any virtual markets? Yes, I am. I got tons of students, guys. Look, I've got students that are making crazy money in a shit ton of markets across the U.S. Listen, virtual wholesaling, guys, is a marketing term. It's a marketing term. Virtual wholesaling is just wholesaling. It's not something completely different. The only difference between wholesaling and virtual wholesaling is that for the stuff that requires you to be in person, you just need to find somebody to cover that ground for you. If you're one of my students in my course, you already know how to do that. If you're not, in short, one thing you could do, Andre, send me a request to be in the video. One thing that you can do is go to bpophotoflow.com. All right, that's one thing that will definitely help you out for sure. All right, Andre, send me a request to get back in the video. If a seller wants to do a 1031 exchange on a property, can I still wholesale it? Yes. Yes, you can. You absolutely could do that. All right, let me see if I can find Andre to get him back in here. Where's my guy at? Let's see. All right, just shot it to you. Emperor Adion, my course is not a sub-2 course. My course is not a sub-2 course. I touch on sub-2 deals, and we conversate a bit on sub-2 deals. Obviously, look, you don't gotta be a rocket scientist to do sub-2. All right, it's not like it's nuclear launch codes and you gotta, it's 2 + 2 is 4. All right, and it really is, bro. Like, and that's wholesaling is 2 + 2 is 4. Andre, you just did a sub-2 deal. All right.
Yeah.
So look, don't think that's complicated, but there's a lot of sub-2 education out there. My course is more focused on wholesaling. I personally believe you need to have a foundational basis. We talked about fundamentals. You have to have a foundational basis of wholesaling before you should be looking at how to do a sub-2. All right. When doing cash for keys, is that listed in the contract? When and how is it given to the tenant? Andre, do you want to comment on this one, or do you want me to take it?
Yeah. When doing cash for keys, yeah, you want to list everything in the contract. And I personally, I have a talk. First, I have a talk with the seller, to have a talk with the tenants. And then I have a talk with them and see if, it's something that they would consider. And I've offered, like, 2 months rent, for them to go ahead and go ahead and leave out. So
100%, man. I like that. I like that. And Jasmine, make a post if you need more help on that inside the group, and we'll make sure that you got that information. But definitely listen to what Andre touched on right there. Let's see what other questions we got in here. All right, this is Brian Johnson's got a question. So what are the fundamentals of wholesaling? All right. So I'm going to give a couple thoughts on that. I'm going to show you how simple this shit is. All right. Here are the fundamentals of wholesaling. I feel like when I said that just now, I felt like one of those old commercials where they got like a robe on and like a pipe. You know what I'm saying? Here are the fundamentals of wholesaling. So listen. So if you're wholesaling, guys, the fundamentals are very simple. All right. You need data. You need data. So you need information on motivated sellers. However you want to obtain that information, there's a ton of resources out there. Don't forget to check out chargeduplist.com. All right. So there's tons of resources out there. So you need data. You need customer contact information. You need seller contact information. So you have to skip trace that information to obtain their phone numbers. You can use REI Skip. You can use Batch. There's a couple different ones out there. You can use GeoPoint. All right. But you need to get the person's contact information. Once you have that, You simply need to pick up the phone. Go get a Google Voice, just like Andre did. It's free. All right. Is it still free? I think it's still free, right? Yeah, I think it's still free. All right. How much is it?
Free.
All right. So Google Voice, guys, is still free. So you need data. You need the people's contact information via skip tracing, and you need a method to make phone calls to those people. Simply put, those are the fundamental basics of wholesaling. You can literally make money and do a deal with just those three things. If you think about it, everything in the business is in addition to those three basic things. All right? All the tools, the softwares, the scripts, all those things fall into those three things. Okay? So you need to figure out the basics of that. And that's why I talk so much about simply just having conversations with sellers. All right. Andre, do you want to add anything on that? Any thoughts or anything?
I mean, that again, that is the basics. The only other thing that I would add is what you said at the end, and just talk to people. Like it's a relationship business, so just talk to
Yeah.
people, and you can talk yourself upon a deal.
Facts. You really can though.
Yeah,
Like you can fall into a deal every once in a while.
just by talking. So just talk to people.
No doubt, man. On the purchase and sale agreement, earnest money is complete. Should we go directly to lawyer or wait until we have a cash buyer? Andre, what's your thought on that?
I mean, you can do it either way. I typically wait till I got a buyer, and then I send everything to my guy to run title. But you can do it either way.
So look, you can do it either way. I run title once we get something under contract. Andre's running title once he has a buyer. So you can work that either way. My thing with running it sooner than later is I don't want to get a buyer and then gotta wait 2 to 3 weeks or 4 weeks to run title. I'm willing to risk the cost of title to make sure that when I get my buyer and that buyer says, hey, I can close in a week, 2 weeks, I'm trying to get to the money with velocity. All right. So I like having that knocked out. Andre, can you break down very quickly your 30K deal? Where did you get the list from? Like break it down real quick in like 2 minutes. Where'd you get the list? Like that whole deal. Who'd you skip trace it with? You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely, absolutely. So this deal came from a text message campaign. I purchased the list. Actually, I got the list from PropStream.
Now, can I ask
Uh,
you something real quick? Did you get this with the secret weapon?
uh,
If you didn't, it's cool. I'm just asking. I'm just making sure you don't say it. That's all. That's all.
oh, nah. I
Okay,
mean,
all right,
well,
we good
you
then.
know,
We good. We
I
good. We good.
utilize all the tools now. I
Yeah, we
utilize
good.
all
We
the tools.
good. We good. All
Right?
right, go ahead. My bad. My bad.
Yeah. So I had got the list. This was a list that I already had,
Yeah.
and I had sent out a text messaging campaign, and nothing really came back. Um, well, some things came back, but the seller never got back to me at first. And man, it was maybe about 2 months. I get a text from this seller and was like, "Hey, look, you sent me a text, so and so about my property. I wasn't ready then. I'm ready to sell now. So if you still want it, give me a call." And I was at work and I got that. I was like, "Man, look, I'm about to leave right quick. I gotta go make a phone."
You about
I
to
was like, I gotta make a phone call, man. So I made the phone call and set up an appointment just to talk to her on the phone to see, where she was at. So we was texting back and forth, and she wanted to sell. Her son had died, and they didn't want the property. They just wanted to get rid of it, but it had a mortgage balance on it of 160, and she wanted 200 at first. So I was able to get her down to 177. And I turned around, and because the property was in good condition, like he had
Yeah.
passed like a month before, so the property was still in good condition. It was just vacant. So I reached out to a realtor, and like what you said earlier, the market is so crazy right now. It's not enough properties. So put it out there in like 2-3 days, got an offer for 225. So the original deal was like 48K.
And where did you market it at again?
Where I got the list from?
No. Like, how did you send it? Like, where did you market for buyers at?
Oh, well, once I marketed, I marketed to, I went straight to a realtor that I knew that I was dealing with.
All right, right.
Yeah. It's a realtor that I had knew, because again, it was so high. I was like, man, I don't have any buyers that I think that will buy at this price. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna put this on the market. And I think we had been talking about that anyway in the group.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, I'm gonna just try it. So I went to her. She was like, yeah, I got some buyers. And they had tried to get a property previously, and they couldn't get it. Somebody outbid them. So they was really hungry for a property. So like I said, the offer came in like 2-3 days. They was like, yo, we've been approved for 225. Sold the deal. Like I said, the original, it was like 48,000, but what I had to pay out, I walked away with 33.
33K. Yo, listen,
Yeah.
man. You had that 33K wired in, right?
Yes, sir.
Yo, so look, bro. How did it feel? 30 that ain't light, right? Like that ain't like, I know you made 10,000. Like I know you made 3,500. And that's like I take 3,500 right now, right?
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with 3,500. Ain't definitely nothing wrong with 10 bands. But 33,000 hit a little different. It hit a little different, right?
Man,
and listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. Yo, shout out to my boy Alex Hines in here. That's my guy. I'm gonna see my man in a couple weeks. But here's the thing, like, Andre, I gotta ask you, bro. And this is what the people are saying too. This is what the people in the chat are saying. I don't know if you see this or not. They saying you got like this prosperity glow going on, right? Like,
oh, absolutely, man.
They said the beard looked nice. There was some expensive. Those not cheap frames. There's some nice frames.
No, definitely not.
You know
Definitely
what I'm
not.
saying? They say the shea butter is shining on your skin. You know what I mean? when the 33 hit the account, how you was feeling at that time?
Man, yo, I was, so when she told me the deal was like good, like we was good, the anticipation was crazy because I'm like, yo, like this is big. Like I've never, like I said, I closed a couple deals, man, little base hits, but I never hit the home run.
Yeah.
Never hit the home run.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, man, I'm feeling like Hank Aaron, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, because the wire hit, Chris, and it hit like 9 in the morning. So I'm just getting up.
That breakfast
and my
wire.
phone is pinging. And I'm like, okay, this must be somebody in the U. They getting it in, right? And that joint said wire transfer 33. I was like, man, it was a new day for me. It was a whole new day for me, man.
Hey, y'all smash that love button. Smash that love button for Andre right now. All right? Right now. Hit that love button.
I'll tell you the crazy thing, though, Chris. It didn't really hit me until I showed my mom. She saw that wire transfer, and she was like, boy, what you... She knew I was doing real estate, but she didn't knew I was doing real estate. So when she saw that, she was like, first question, where mine at? I was like, Mom, I got you.
Yeah. You already know.
I was like, Mom, I got you. I got you, Mom.
You know what's dope, man? I remember that first conversation with my mom. You know, your mom probably won't like this. See, my mom ain't think I was gonna make it. You know what I mean? She ain't think I was gonna make it. You an educated brother. You know, you've been doing different things and all that. They kicked me out of school. You know what I'm saying? They say, hey, bro, you just leave, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't come back to the classroom. Take your stuff with you, you know. I'm like, damn, they just gonna put me out? Like, I know I'm failing, but damn. You know what I'm saying? I get home. I couldn't even tell my mom, bro. Hopefully my mama don't see the live. I couldn't even tell my mom. I'm like, man, I dropped out. All right. I said that for years. I'm like, man, I dropped it. They kicked me out, right? Like, yo, you ain't passing your
Right.
classes. And so you see the thing about a mother, right? Like your mom, she watched you at your lowest. She
Yeah.
see the depth of your struggles when things ain't going the right way. And she just there every time pushing you forward, like patting you on your back. Yo, shout out to every single mom. And
Yeah.
pushing you forward, encouraging you. When you
Yeah.
helpless, when you got no real encouragement yourself, your mom
Hey.
moves you forward every time. So it really hit your heart, it hit you different when you go show mom like, nah, mom, that's
Yeah.
33 bands.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not 330.
Yeah. That's
That's
33
that's
bands.
33 bands.
Hey,
Right?
look. Hey, it was different, man. It was different because, like you just said a few minutes ago, man. My mom saw me at my lowest because it
Yeah.
was a point where, yo, I was on child support, man, and man, my checks was like $100, hundred and some change, bruh.
Hey,
You know
look,
what I'm
I
saying,
got so much past trauma. You
bruh,
just hit my spirit. My
bruh?
check was
I was,
$175.
bruh. So I didn't been at them low moments. You know what I'm saying? So this was big business, and mom was like, "Oh, okay." So much so, Chris, and this is real, man. This is facts. So much so, my mom called me the other day and was like, "Yo, I was online and I heard somebody talking about that stuff that you do with real estate." And she was like, I was so into it, and I gotta do that. I like, is that the stuff you doing? I said, yeah, mom, that's what I'm doing. She
Yeah.
was like, look, because I've my mom has since retired, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And she does like delivery for Walmart because she just want to do something.
Sure.
She was like, look, that stuff you doing. She was like, I can get out here. I said, yeah, Ma, I've been telling you, you find some properties, you get the address from me. She was like, look, I'm going tomorrow. I'm gonna bring you some like mom hit me with 10 addresses.
Well, let's get it. It's a family
Like
business.
you know what I'm saying? Like she in it now. So, but you gotta get to that point to where they start to believe it.
Facts.
Cause they
Facts.
see it now.
Yes. Yes.
They
Yes.
they hear it. They hear it, but when they see it, oh, it's different, man. It's
Yeah. Yeah.
different.
It hits so different. And this is what I want people to understand, bro. Thank you for sharing that. What I want people to understand is, see, this is how we have impact, and this is how we create change behind us. You understand? Like, I remember when I first started doing real estate, I was so frustrated that nobody else wanted to listen and do it with me. Nobody wanted to go on that journey with me. And somebody told me, I don't even remember who it was. Somebody told me, I think like 6 years ago, they like, yo, look, you just got to press. You just got to go. You got to go make it happen. Because coming from the circumstances that people like us come from, the thought of making $33,000 selling a house that you never owned, you ain't have to qualify with no credit, they ain't run your background. The thought is just so far away. It's so
Yeah.
far away. And then you got to kind of just go do it sometimes to run back and show them for the shit that you've been saying for years to hit.
Yeah.
But that's how we change people's lives, guys. That's how we impact people authentically. Because when you do that, it's not that you leaving anybody. That's not what that ever means. Doesn't mean we leaving anyone. You was just built to go do it.
Yeah.
So you could be a vessel to show other people, like, yo, like, because I know your moms ain't the only one that saw that.
Man, look, and just to be even more transparent. So, like, even my brother, like, be out looking for property, sending me addresses and stuff because he on it. But the real one that got to me.
Yeah.
So I got a 17-year-old son, man. He about to graduate high school in 5 months.
Bless.
He'll be 18 in 6 months. So he is really not sure of what he wants to do next level. He was like, so we talking about college, and he was like, yeah, I don't know. Military, yeah, I was thinking about it. So he stopped. He was like, Dad, can't I just come work for you at the real estate
Let's
business?
get it, man. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, man, it just gives you choices now, man.
Facts, bro. Respect. Guys, this is
Yeah,
how we change. This is how we change the dynamic of what's going on behind us. This is how we change our line. My man just said his 17-year-old son was trying to figure things out. He didn't know what he wanted to do. Air Force or military, whatever it might be. I struggled with some of them same thoughts when I was that age.
yep, I
Because
did too.
because because things weren't working out for me necessarily.
Yep,
Life was hitting me a little bit.
yep,
This is how we affect change, y'all. This is how we do it. This is the whole game plan. It's not sitting around like, man, I can't do this, or nah, I don't think I could cold call. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to comp a property and figure out an offer. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to. We just gotta go. We gotta be the one strong enough to go through anything, get hit with anything. Cause it ain't nothing more beautiful and special than having a conversation with your young black son that's getting ready to go into a vicious, vicious world.
absolutely.
This done kicked my ass, and I sure as hell know it probably done kicked your ass too.
A couple
You feel me?
times.
And to be able to talk to your son, and he said, "Yo, pop, like, why I can't do what you're doing?"
Yeah, yeah.
That's special.
Hey, man,
But it took
it's
you
so.
overcoming. It took you overcoming your analysis paralysis. It took you going on a journey for 8 years since 2013. You had to walk that walk, not just for you, but for every single person around you, including your son.
Yeah,
So 1,000% respect you on that, my brother. Much love to
appreciate you.
you. I'm proud of you personally. You
Hey,
know I love y'all, man. I love every single one of my students, man. Like, it's just so dope to see y'all doing y'all thing. I'm living through y'all, man. Like, it's so
man.
dope to see y'all doing it. Every time y'all get a deal, every time I see a contract in the group, a deal, that shit feel like mine. Like,
Hey,
I know y'all ain't send me the money. I know y'all ain't send me the money. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all ain't send me the money. But if it really truly feel like my own deal, I
yeah,
remember. Listen. The joint popped up on my phone. Like I told you, the alerts be coming through from the U like crazy, right?
right.
I see Andre St. George. I glanced at it and you know what I mean? Got back to what I was doing. I said, hold up, bro. I said, he don't just chime in all the time. I said, let me circle back on see what's going on. I opened the joint up. I said, yo, my boy done did it. I said, yo,
Yeah,
my boy done did it. I didn't even
yeah,
comment when I first seen it. I said, nah, I gotta let this one sit for a second.
yeah,
I gotta take it in. You know what I'm saying? I said, man, I gotta take it in. Cause my man, you told me you was gonna get to the spot. You told me that.
yeah,
You told me
yeah,
that. When you first came in, you said, yo, I'm gonna make it happen. You feel me?
yeah, man.
So I
Cause
said, yo, I
it
said,
now
my
enough.
man made it happen. Listen, bro, I'm proud of you. You're doing your thing. I gotta get ready to get out of here soon. Tell me, man, what do you want to leave the people with? Where can they find you? Tell them again how they can get your book.
Yeah. So, man, look, man, I'm on social media, man. And I just really kicked off a Instagram page for real estate, but through the community work and stuff I do with kids, man, you can find me at underscore speak to educate. It's all one word. SPEAK, the number two, educate, EDUCATE underscore. So underscore speak to educate underscore. Um, um, I'm also on Facebook. Actually, I'm on Twitter as well. So underscore speak to educate on Twitter, Facebook, Andre St. George. Reach out to me. I just started up the Instagram page, Dre Buys Houses. So
Go follow that.
definitely, yeah, man. Yeah, on all everywhere. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey,
Respect.
shout out to my guy, Rye the Investor, man. He just logged in, man. That's my guy,
I
man. He's
seen him pop in. I still got to get with him. Right, my apologies. I dropped the ball in connecting with you a few months back. We got to revisit that, my brother, because I know you're doing beautiful things, man.
yeah, yeah.
Hey, Andre,
So man, hey,
listen.
look, big ball salute, man, to coach, man. Like, yo, been following you forever, man. I was like, yo, I gotta work with him, man. I got to. And now, man, I'm in the program, man. And rest is history, man.
Hey, respect, man. Thank you for that. Yo, and thank you for being such an advocate of the program, too, man. I sincerely appreciate that. I want to leave you with something. All right, I want to leave you with something. So on May 6th of 2020, all right, you applied to become a student in the U. All right. You applied. Now,
Right.
guys, listen, this is back. This is back when I first started it. If you want to become a member right now, you don't necessarily have to apply. Go to the link in my bio after this live, and you can become a member of the U, what everybody's in here talking about tonight. But look, this is what you said on May 6th, 2020. I don't know if you went back and looked at this or not. All right. This is one of the questions I asked. I said, what is your income goal for the next 12 months? All right. You said I want to net 65,000 in the next 12 months. All right. By my count, all right. Let's make sure we got this right. You done made 33, right? And then
Right.
13.5 on top of that.
Correct.
We close.
Very,
We
very
close.
close.
You
Very
feel me?
close.
That was
Very
May.
close.
It's still
Yeah.
time on the clock.
Yeah.
It's time on the clock.
And I actually got a deal on the contract right now. Is I can ran title on it, some title issues going on, but it's something that we may be able to kind of pick up as a rental and then kind of cash out and sell it, on the back end. So, but yeah, I got some stuff in the works right now.
I already know.
Yeah,
Listen, I already know you're going to smash that number.
yeah,
And that's going to be the last goal number we ever make. Past that, we want to make as much money as
as
possible
possible.
because it's owed to us and we deserve it. That's how I feel in my heart. People be
Yes,
like,
sir.
man, why you go so hard? Why you working so much? Why you do this? Man, it's owed to me. I done been through too much.
Absolutely.
I done been through too much to still be standing up on 2 feet, not to get every single thing that I deserve. So, my brother, much love to you. Keep doing beautiful
Hey,
things. Keep touching the children, helping people. Keep being a vessel in your household, your community. We're going to break bread again together real soon, man. Thank you so
absolutely.
much for coming on here
Yeah.
tonight, having this conversation. Thanks for working through the technical difficulties on YouTube. All right. We made it happen, man. Like I said, I was excited about this one. We even
Hey, look.
got into it, the meat a little bit. We really, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Cause we so close to each other. Like
Facts.
we so close, man. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, man. And yo, man, you don't always get the opportunity, man, to share the platform with the GOAT, man. You know what I mean? So
Man,
I
respect.
appreciate you. Big ball salute, brother.
Man,
You know what I
hey,
mean?
thank you, my brother. Thank you.
Yeah,
Listen, guys,
yeah.
if you want to watch this later, it will be on YouTube when I figure out how to get it on YouTube. All right. I'm gonna answer a couple more questions with you, Andre, before we get up out of here. Then
All right.
I got to go. All right. How much does it cost to run title? It varies. All right. Typically for
Yeah,
title, all right, it's going to cost you like $150 to $250. All right.
yeah.
Andre, I don't know if you know how much title costs for you, but
My,
I know it usually
my
falls
guy,
between $150 $250.
yeah, about the same. My guy does it for about 185.
There you go. Let me see what this one was. There are people outside the country wholesaling in the U.S. Chris, have you ever wholesaled in another country? No, I have not wholesaled in another country, but I do know a lot of people, including some students, that are wholesaling from outside of the country into the U.S. But no, I have not wholesaled in another country. However, that certainly would be dope. How do you request probate, water shutoff, eviction to county? Listen, you got to go down to City Hall. All those lists are found in different places. All right, I just broke down for my students the secret to how to do this on Monday, by the way. All right, but you got to go
I
down to
just
City
only
Hall.
got one.
Look, I'm getting the video back up, but look, go down to City Hall. You need to go to the Department of Public Utility. Probate records are at the county courthouse in the records room. All right. What if you get a house under under contract for $7,000, but later find out the seller owes $10,000 on the mortgage balance? Listen, the mortgage has to be paid off. You know, if you're gonna do the deal, the mortgage has to get paid off. You can't circumvent that. All right. Let's see. What else we got? Is it normal for a buyer to request a copy of title search before submitting proof of funds? That's not really typical, but it's not. I mean, it's not really an issue. But that's not really typical. I really would probably prefer to have the property in a contract before going through all that. But you know, I mean, if you have it from your title or attorney company, you can provide it to them for sure. I see y'all throwing the muse up, man. Respect. Do you, Andre? You can answer this. Do you wholesale on the MLS? Pros and cons of it.
I have wholesale off the MLS before, but I don't typically do it. Yeah, I just don't get into it.
Yeah, so when I do deals on MLS, I actually buy the deal and then put it on the MLS. I've never wholesaled a deal on the MLS without having bought it. Although I know some people that have. Now that you have some deals under your belt, do you deal with any mental blocks that hold you back? And if so, how do you dissolve them?
Yeah, deal with mental blocks all the time because again, this business, you got to keep moving. You know what I'm saying? It's people that have done deals and then they get stagnant and then they don't do another deal for a year, 6 months, whatever. You see what I'm saying? And that cash, if it's not coming in consistently or you don't have, other means of paying your bills or whatever it is, like, yeah, those mental blocks will frustrate you. And you be
Facts.
like, oh, this business, oh, I got to do something else. You find yourself back at a
Facts.
job.
Yeah. Look, guys, you don't want to, and I know some people that are going through this, but look, you don't want to run up a nice little bag just to go back to zero. Like, think about that. Like, you don't want to go finally get some money, do it the right way, get it in your pocket, and then let yourself fall back to zero. Like, nobody ever wants to go back to the back of the line. Like, Andre, this has happened to you before, man. You finally get to the front of the line, something come up, they tell you, like, nah, you need to be in that line over there.
Yo, it's crazy you said that. So look, real quick. So yesterday, because now I'm like, yo, as soon as outside open back up, I'm everywhere.
Facts.
So I sent off for my passport yesterday, right? I had to get it renewed.
Let's go.
So I'm in the joint with the lady, and she was like, okay, you got to go out there and pay for this. I'm like, all right. I go outside, man, it's like 20 people in the line. She was like, you got to go to the end of the line. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, so you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Right here and just go.
Yeah, bro.
So yeah, hey, it'll happen.
That don't never feel good, right? Yo, somebody just asked about probates. Law clerk on demand just dropped through. She's got tons and tons of information on probates. You can connect with her as well. All right, last question. If PropStream says free and clear, do you still run title? You got to run title on every single deal. Every single deal. Doesn't matter where the list it came from. You got to run title, all right?
Yeah, because it's stuff PropStream won't tell you.
No doubt, man. All right, listen, this will be on YouTube once I figure out how to get it from IG to YouTube. All right, we'll have this on YouTube in replacement on the video that went left earlier tonight when we first started. Andre, man, thank you for coming through. I appreciate you. Last question. All right, it's a good question. Because the reason I'm gonna ask this question is I don't want people to feel it's all about the you. I don't want people to think like this is some like commercial for the you or anything like that, because it ain't, right? Yo, Ty, right. salute, my guy. Other than the you, what was the biggest change you had to make to actually close deals?
So, the biggest change I had to make was understanding that you have to learn how to structure deals because it's not as simple as just from A to B. Now, some deals will do that, but not every deal is going to be like from A to B. You know what I'm saying? And you got to be able to know how to structure the deal so it doesn't fall through. Because I had a lot of deals fall through. Um, just to make sure that it's solid. Like this one for 33. Like I had to build a lot of rapport with the seller. I had to
Yeah.
build a lot of rapport and just really keep them, in understanding that, hey, look, here's where we are. Here's the progress. I got this going right here. I got taking care of it. So you got to be on your game. So you got to be mentally strong for that stuff. Because again, it's not as easy as just, oh, well, I get it under contract, I get a buyer, and then I get a check. No, it's a
Facts.
lot of stuff in between that you still got to do.
Facts. Nah, that's real. That's real. All right, Andre, man, we out. Much love to you, my brother. Keep pressing forward. Yo,
Yes,
shout out to
sir.
everybody that went and got Andre book. If you don't have it, go follow him right now. All right.
Appreciate that. Appreciate
Appreciate you
that.
coming
Much
through,
love to
man.
everybody.
Hey, listen, man. Family business, man. It's you family for life. You know the vibes, y'all. Peace.
All day.